Mansfield in the morning.
Now today I want to look at the window through which we're viewing this lockdown, because people are getting very stressed and anxious, and I think sometimes we need a new perspective. And I've heard people compare it to Anne Frank, and I just want to dispel that myth completely today, as we do today remember 6 million European Jews who were killed during the Holocaust from 1941 to 1945, and Anne Frank was one of them. She and her family had fled from Frankfurt to Amsterdam. An interesting fact I didn't know was that her father was an officer in the German army in the First World War. So while in Amsterdam the Nazis invaded the city, and she and her family, together with 2 other families, went into hiding for 2 years. And unlike us, they couldn't make a noise because they may have been discovered. So they had to be silent all day. They are eventually captured, and out of the 8 people, only her father survives. 2 years in silence, I feel, can't be compared to our lockdown. No matter how much we're struggling, and I agree there are times in every day when I struggle and wish it could be different. But we are being kept safe. My sister in the UK is just recovering from the virus, and after going through that with her, I certainly don't want that virus. And I was just on the other side of a phone. As it is Remembrance Day today, and I spoke about forgiveness yesterday, there's a remarkable story about a lady called Eva. And for me, it shows the almost superhuman ability some people have to forgive. In 1944, right near the end of the war, hundreds of thousands of Jews were hastily transported to death camps, and Eva and her family were among them. What saved her from death was that she was a twin, and there was a physician called Mengele who performed barbaric, inhumane experiments unsupervised on twins. Twins were placed in different parts of the concentration camp and given slightly more food, but the price was the extremely painful and awful experiments. So she and her twin had experiments performed on them daily during the week, and her sister Miriam died fairly young because of the damage that was done to her body through those experiments. But when she's older, Eva goes back several times to the concentration camp, to the last place that she saw her mom and dad and other siblings, and she eventually asks to meet a doctor from the concentration camp and chooses to forgive him and Mengele. And this is what she says about it, and this is what I find really emotional. She said, "It made me feel good that I, the little guinea pig, had the power to forgive him." And how did she feel afterwards? She says she felt free, and she went on to say it was an act of self-healing, self-liberation, and self-empowerment. She said all victims feel hurt, and the tragedy is that we can't change what happened, but we can change how we relate to it. Now, not everyone understands or agrees with what she did, and I can understand that. As I said, for me, it takes a huge amount of power to forgive what was done. But for her, it set her free. In other words, for Eva, unlocking the door to set someone else free seemed to set her free too. And we must acknowledge Eva survived when many didn't. We also can't compare ourselves, I believe, to Nelson Mandela, which I've seen people doing. 27 years spent in jail is not the same. But he also said, as I walked out the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. So my point in talking about all these things is that when we're feeling down, when we're struggling, I find it helps me to look at what other people have been through and realize that what I'm going through may be hard and I may be struggling. None of us know what's going to happen in the future, and I'm not unaware of the pain and suffering, the poverty and the struggle people are having and the grief. But I don't think any of us, and I know none of us have been in a situation like this where the future is so uncertain. However, for me, when I look at things such as the Holocaust, it gives me perspective. I truly believe we will come out of this better and stronger, more united than ever before, if we allow ourselves to. Lockdown will eventually be something in history books. Our kids and grandkids will be talking about it. They'll be saying things like, remember what happened when the world was locked down because of a virus. If we keep safe and work together, we can do this. So today, as we remember those who were killed in the Holocaust because of their religion, let us be kind even to unkind people. Let us forgive even those whose actions seem unforgivable for us as humans. Let us be gentle even when others are harsh. Let us move in love and grace. And as I pray for your safety, I pray too for all of us to be gentler, kinder, and inclusive and loving. Imagine the power that will be unleashed on this world if we do this. May God bless you, and to all those who lost loved ones in the Holocaust, our deepest, sincere love. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Reverend.
Here it comes. It's Mansfield in the morning. Driven by Sandown Motors, your Mercedes-Benz partner.